Yep. What's up? Weird ass night last night. We had a 5-game slate yesterday, and man, it's just wild. The NBA has been crazy, man. Philly getting beat by a Lillardless and McConnell. This Portland Trailblazers team, short ass team, went upside Philadelphia's head yesterday. From guys like Seth Curry being sick, not returning, and Embiid exiting the game. It's just a lot of stuff going on. And on top of the weirdness of the NBA, man, but you gotta love it. It's fantasy. This is what we do. You gotta be prepared for these blowouts and stuff like that. You got Oubre putting up 40s and shit, man. Golden State just couldn't miss, and Dallas, they just couldn't do nothing about it, man. Dallas looked loose out there. They look really loose out there, man. Just terrible. Just terrible. We got what? How many games? 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a 9-game slate tonight, man. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Turn notification bells on so you guys can get notified when I upload. Make sure you have Twitter. Make sure you're following Fantasy Labs NBA. Turn on your notifications for that. Let the good times roll. We know how these injuries are. We've been playing this for too long. Gather your thoughts, gather your information throughout the day. Don't be fumbling around with those lineups unless you have to. Then, the fun begins at least an hour or two before lock. That's when you need to be glued. That's what, the tournaments are won. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get just a barrage of news. So you have to be prepared for that, So starting off right now, let's try to do this as quickly as possible. At the New Orleans and Indiana side of things, we're gonna start off with the Indiana side. Everybody, all the usual suspects are healthy. We got Sabonis coming in right here. He's the cream of the crop over here at 8,600 on Draftkings. On Fanduel, I think he's 9,100. Let's see. 8,800 on both. 8,800, 8,600 on DraftKings. So he's priced favorably. He's priced well. He's definitely in play. Y'all know what he does, man. He does a lot of scoring, a lot of rebounding, give you some assists and all that, man. So, he's got 60, 70 point upside. So, man, I definitely like the play. But in fact, from the Milwaukee side of things, period. I mean, Indiana, the Brogdon, Turner, and that's unless you want to go to some of those cheaper options down low, those are the 3 guys that are in play for me. Miles Turner, his minutes are up and down. Well, his minutes were pretty down last game. You know what I'm saying? But he's a defensive, anchor down there, especially on the block side. He'll give you some blocks. He didn't have no blocks. The blocks is what helped sparks his upside. 5 there, 1, 2, 5 there, 3, 6, 3, 4, 6. 3, 4, 8. He's had 2 or 3 8-block games. So, his minutes was down last game, going up against Milwaukee. They got their ass blew out, and he got a little shoulder thing going on. Malcolm Brogdon, he's in play. I don't know if I'll be able to get there on this slate. And then, you got these guys. TJ McConnell has been playing good lately. I mean, for a nice stretch of games. He hasn't been giving you much upside, but he's been a great backup. 29, 28, 25, 15 there. And then he strung up some more, 21, 20, 35, 25. Unless you're getting 30 to 35 fantasy points a game, I just can't really, at that price tag, I just, he's someone to consider, but he's definitely a bag up. And on New Orleans side of things, Zion Williams, he's just been ultra consistent. He's just been Mr. 40. You know, Mr. 40. You know, he went up against New Orleans. I mean, up against Phoenix. He had a 48 fantasy point outing. He did get these guys about a month ago. He gave Indiana about 40 fantasy points. So, you know, if you want 40, man, he's damn sure going to give it to you, man. Probably no less than 35. Barring any foul trouble, you know. So, you know, Zion's in play. I just don't know if I'll get to him, especially with all the other options on the slate for cheaper. Brandon Ingram, he gave these guys a 50 spot about a month ago, but the usage is there for him and Zion. You know, the sky's the limit on the usage side. If I was to consider anybody, these would be the only two guys really given on this slate. I don't mind the matchup. They don't match up well with Brandon Ingram. He just have to be ultra aggressive. This is one of their weaker spots, Indiana, to defend. And then Lonzo Ball and Eric Bledsoe, they just haven't been flashing the upside that we need to see. Lonzo Ball, he's just right around value at that price. We need some upside on that price tag. He's only showed you some upside just a few times. It makes him a tournament play right along with Eric Bledsoe. Steven Adams is somebody who, you know, he's just going to come bring his hard hat and his lunch pail. You know, Adams, you know, 5,800, you know, he could be a decent cash play, you know, but he doesn't spark upside for tournaments, so I can't go there. And then, you know, the Justin Holidays, his price is creeping up. I just can't get there. He's not consistent at all. And, you know, that's about it. We can move on over to Chicago, Orlando. My Chicago Bulls facing up against an Orlando team that's been up and down all year, injury riddled. So Aaron Gordon is still out, so you know that. Along with Wendell Carter. We won't have no Otto Porter Jr. So, you know, Michael Carter Williams has been out, and the usual suspects is out. So, on the Orlando side, Nikola Vucevic is in a smash spot. You'll get him at 8,500 on DraftKings and 8,800 on Fanduel. He's just, you know, he can give you a double-double. He can give you a 20-15, however you want it. He gets buckets, shoots the three. You know, we know about Vooch. He's just a baller, man. He's been hitting about two threes a game. You know what I'm saying? So my prop bettors out there, it's just something to take heed to. You know, he's been hitting about 2 threes a game. The last 2 games, he's just been going. He went double crazy last 2 games. Interesting game. I don't know right off the back who will win this game, but I'll keep it moving. Evan Fournier at 6,200. He will give you 40 occasionally, but I just don't know, man. My Bulls team, we don't have great defense, you know. But you know, I ain't mad at you. He could give you 5 times on that price tag, given the matchup, but I just don't know if I'll be able to get there. And then you got other guys like Terrence Ross at 4,900. You'll probably get Terrence Ross on FanDuel for around the same price. I'm quite sure he's at the 2 guard position. At 4,700, he's somebody that can come in off the bench and spark upside, a decent tournament option. But that's about it. You can't trust him in cash. King Birch has been getting minutes in the absence of. He's been getting minutes all year long. Decent spot. Bulls are terrible against the power forward. Decent spot for him. You know, it's just, you know, he's playing the backup role. You just got to keep in mind that you don't want to be on this 6.8 end, this low floor. You don't want to be on that 6.8 end, and then you know what I'm saying. So Gary Clark, he should get this start. He's someone he always gets the start at the power forward slot. When you get somebody like Aaron Gordon out, He gets the minutes, 26, 27. If King Birch hadn't been showing the upside he's been showing, he'd probably get more minutes. So that's somebody you could look to for cheap. And then Enos, he's a no. He's been limited out since he's been back. On the Bulls side, Zach Levine is an interesting play. If you feel like he's gonna get those 20-21 shots, man, fire him up. I don't see. They don't have great defenders over there. It's a pace up matchup for Orlando and a pace down matchup for the Bulls. Bulls just played New York, 2 pace down matchups for them. New York has been a little bit tougher defensively, so Levine took 21 shots, 16 shots. He can take shots with the best of them. You'll get him at 8,400 on DraftKings. I think he's 8,900 on Fanduel. But he's in play. He's probably going to be. He might be low on the slate, given the personnel that we have, especially with this next game I'm going to talk about next. You might get him at low ownership. Lauri Markkanen, in a decent spot. He's been taking a nice amount of shots, except for last game. It's probably one of his lowest shot attempts of the season. Other than that, before last game, he was playing very good. He's somebody who shoots the 3-ball. Prior to his last game, he hit 6 threes 2 games in a row. 3 threes right there, 3 threes right there, 4-11 right there. So, he will shoot the 3-ball. We need him to get in there. And then paint, though. He need to get some rebounds, spark some rebound upside to help him, help us get over the hump with these DFS points. And Thaddeus Young, he's just been consistent and doing what he does. And, he's been a bright spot for us as of late. At this price tag, he's just been hitting value like every game, like their last 4 or 5 games. Last game, his peripherals was down. Of course, it was a rematch against New York, so you know how the rematch things go. You get a chance to go back, look at tape, and go right back at it again and try to correct some of your wrongs. He can give you something in each and every category. You all know that. At 6,200 on DraftKings, on FanDuel, you'll probably get him for. First of all, they blanked him out. They put him at the center spot, so it's really hard to get to him. So he's 6,600. That's definitely a no for me. Kobe White, one of these games, he's gonna spark his upside again. Gonna hit 40 fantasy points. But since Markkanen been back, his shot attempts has been a little bit down, and you know what I'm saying. The assist totals is there right now. So in the event that his shot totals are down, he needs to step up his assist game. So I like to see a little bit higher assist totals out of him. But at $6K on DraftKings, and what is he priced at on FanDuel? 5,800. It's an okay price tag for him. Cole Anthony, I forgot to mention Cole Anthony. He has a nice price tag on DraftKings at 5,700. He just don't give you the upside that you need. Can he give you the upside against this team, against this Bulls team? Yes, he can. I don't know if I'm willing to go there, man. Maybe I'll look at him for some prop bets or something like that on the assist side. He's 5K on FanDuel. If you do decide to play him, I'd rather go to him over there. And in the absence of Otto Porter Jr., we'll see some Daniel Gafford. Now, I do like to target centers against Orlando for rebound purposes, because I think opposing centers get a decent amount of rebounds. The last 2 games, Gafford's minutes has been pumped up, and that's a great thing. I've been playing him. Now he's getting closer up to like 39 and 4K. I have to pump my brakes and think about it. A tough matchup. He is somebody that can get in foul trouble, but if he doesn't get in foul trouble, he can definitely return value on that 3,900 price tag. I don't care who he's going against. But the better he plays, the more minutes he's going to get. That's the way I feel. That's how I feel about that situation. and another guy in our what's that? Our Bulls pick, number 4, 5th pick or whatever. He'll see some more minutes as well. He's been getting some decent amount of minutes though, especially the last 3 games. While Porter's been questionable, he just needs to. He needs to up his peripherals. Like last game, he did have 7 rebounds, but this 1-1-0 and shit like that, we just can't go for that. That hurts his upside. And that's about it for that game. Now we got this juicy game of Toronto and Brooklyn, man. It's just a picture. It's the pick your poison show. I can point out some price discrepancies, but you know everybody's in play. These two teams between James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, and Pascal Siakam. All these guys are gonna get their minutes solidified, and Norman Powell and Joe Harris and Jeff Green. All these guys' minutes are solidified. DeAndre Ayton is where it starts getting tricky at. 16 minutes, 19 minutes, 20 minutes, 20. You know what I'm saying? This last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, he hasn't played over 22 minutes. So if we can find a trend or something like that, when they need offense, do they take them out? Whatnot. Those are some things we need to try to figure out if you decide to go there. We all know it's bigs against Brooklyn, so Bangs is firmly in play for me. You get him at 4,200 on DraftKings. On Fanduel, you'll get him for 4,600. Just something I'm throwing out there. If you don't like to play, if you don't want to play Bangs and you play the sports book, you could look at some of his props. I haven't looked at it. He might have some decent rebounding props. He will. They are horrible against. Brooklyn is a horrible rebounding team. They have been horrible for quite some time. Now, some price discrepancies. These guys are priced depending on what site you play on. Depending on what site you play on, you can find some value in these guys' price tags alone. You'll get Kevin Durant on DraftKings for 9,600, but you'll get him for 1,100 more at 10.7 on FanDuel. Pascal Siakam, 76 on FanDuel on DraftKings, 89 on FanDuel. That's 1,300 more. Fred VanVleet, 79 on DraftKings, 9K on FanDuel. So that's the trend right there. James Harden, he's shot back up to 11K. He's similarly priced. He's 400 cheaper on DraftKings. And then Kyrie Irving, you'll get him for 9,500 on DraftKings and on FanDuel, and 9,100 on DraftKings. So you can kind of decipher between which sites you would like to play these guys on. Kyle Lowry is priced up at 7,800, and you'll probably get him at how much you get him for? 8,500 on DraftKings on FanDuel. So, if you play both sites, you can mix and match them or whatnot. And like I say, this is these guys are probably going to be owned or whatever, maybe, or people are going to probably take some one-offs on DraftKings. They price decent, man. Everybody's priced decent. I probably won't get to nobody like Lowry. Siakam is priced decent. Kevin Durant, Fred VanVleet for what he's been doing. It is what it is. Moving on over to the Milwaukee and Cleveland game. It's self-explanatory. With the Milwaukee side, and I'll get to them in 1 second. Colin Sexton is sporting a Q tag over here. He's priced at 77K. So that's some news we need to monitor. Larry Nance is out, so in his absence, we've been seeing somebody like Taurean Prince get elevated minutes. So that's an option right there you can think about. I probably won't, but you never know. Going up against this Milwaukee team, he'd probably be assessed with guarding ABC, and that doesn't end well for anybody. But One guy, I could look at is Darius Garland. So he's somebody who I have been playing. Tough matchup, but somebody got to go out there and play. He's 5,800 on DraftKings. He will give you upside, and that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? And since he's been back, he's gave you upside on this price tag, maybe once or twice, but he's getting back into the flow of things. The minutes are there. That's what I like. Starting point guard, 35, 38, 31, 29, 31 minutes. These last two minute outings let me know that he's fully healthy. He's ready to go. He does take a lot of shots. That's what I like. At 6K, at 5,800, under 6K, he doesn't have to get 30 to hit value 5 times. Then I'm with that. He's 6,100 on Fanduel. And then we know what it is when it comes to Jared Allen and Drummond. It's a shame that they got these guys over there splitting minutes. The minutes, like for Drummond, he's priced at 8,200. 22 minutes, man, 33, 24, 28. I can't be a part of that. I need to know that he's getting what he's supposed to be getting. I don't know what his price is on FanDuel, but let's see. 7,500. Drummond is coming down. If you think, one thing I can say, I like to play centers against Milwaukee because you'll get somebody like Brook Lopez out there, pulling up at the 3-point line like he's a damn 2 guard, like I always say. So centers do have decent rebounding games against them. And then, that's probably it for Cleveland, And then ABC, here's the thing with ABC, he can put up fancy points in a hurry. If you think the game stays close, then fire him up. I mean, you can fire him up at any given time. That's the whole damn point right there. It's a crazy situation, but, like, if the game blows out, he can see limited minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like right here, the game blew out against Portland, played 26 minutes, 33 fancy points. Where else was the blowout? Orlando, 27 blowout, 27 minutes, 40 fancy points. Detroit, a blowout, 28 minutes, 41 fancy points. So, he can give you 60, 70, 80 fancy points. You know that. Just got to figure out if the game's going to blow out or not. But sometimes he gets that shit in the mid third quarter. He didn't hit 5, 6 times value. Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, these boys has been consistent as it can be, especially Chris Middleton. Blowout last game, so he had 26 minutes, 23 fancy points. 25 minutes against Portland, he gave them 40 fancy points. But he's just been the model of consistency. I rarely get that to him. When the ABC is in, you know what I'm saying. It's hard to get to those guys, man. But they've been playing. Bobby Portis is a guy who sparked some upside last game. I won't be able to get to him. I just don't give a care what he does. 2 games back to back, he had 40 fancy points though, so that's something to keep an eye out on. But he does it like against Indiana. He only played 17 minutes and gave him 40, And then Portland, he played 24 minutes and gave him 40. But but prior to that, his fancy totals was up and down. So he's a tournament option. That's that's about it. Brook Lopez is a no for me. No DiVincenzo, none of that. We can go on over to the next game. Utah and Charlotte. Injuries over here. Terry Rozier is expected to play. Keep an eye out on that. PJ Washington is out, and then everything else looks fine for this game. Starting at the top right here, Donovan Mitchell is in a good spot, in my opinion. If he sees the likes of somebody like Rozier and Rozier Ball or Devontae Graham, then so be it. I like the matchup for him. It's just this Utah team. They spread the usage around pretty good, man. So it's hard to decipher the upside. You're getting for 7,800 on Fanduel. Probably not one of my top priorities, but I wouldn't mind if you wanted to go there. Rudy Gobert, in my opinion, he's in a decent spot. Rebounding rise. He's priced at 7,400 on DraftKings. Fanduel, he's priced at 8,300, so he's 900 cheaper on Fanduel on DraftKings. Mike Conley, I said he was ultra consistent last game, and what does he do? He goes out there and gives you 22 fantasy points. See, that's the shit that'll cuss your ass out. That had you cussing their ass out. All these 30s and all this value hitting going on right here, and then boom, 17 in a splash spot, no trade. Anyway, Bogdan Bogdanovic, the last 2 or 3 games, he's been getting there. He's been getting there pretty good. 29. He's been playing well. That's what you want to see. You can definitely go to a guy like him if you don't want to pay $2,000 more for a guy like Mitchell, and just to have some exposure to this game, or Conley or Gobert. You know what I'm saying? You can go to Bogdanovic. Joe English, Jingles. He's a tournament option for me. He doesn't really spark upside on that price tag all the time. If he does, so he's a tournament option. Derek Favors has been getting minutes as of late, so he's a cheaper option on the team. On the Charlotte side, tough defensive matchup. Utah is a pretty good defensive team, man. His old team, he loves this squad right here. That was his heart at one time. That's what made him. He used to ball out over here, so he'll be looking to try to have a great game. He's been decent, man. You get him at 7,500 on FanDuel. On DraftKings on FanDuel, you'll get Hayward for 7,400. Priced nicely. Tougher matchup though. Tougher matchup. The minutes are there for him. 38, 42, 36. These guys, they play a tough amount of minutes. So I don't mind the play. It's definitely a tough matchup though. You can't look other ways. I'm scared of that matchup, man. But hey, it is what it is. That's what they get paid for. Devontae Graham, Cody Zeller, Devontae Graham, just getting the minutes. Just these guys, the starters over here, they play, upwards of 30, 35 minutes a game. 40, 41, 35. We will see Terry Rozier will come back this game. So he should come back this game. So it might knock a few minutes off, but it won't hurt that much. Cody Zeller, he knows how to play the game of basketball. That's one thing. If he keep his nose clean, stay out of foul trouble. The only thing about that is his price is creeping up. And do I think I want to pay $6K for him? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? For that, for those reasons, you know what I'm saying? Going up against Gobert, it's going to make him a tournament option. But he knows how to play the game of basketball. He definitely does. He has a good basketball IQ. And Miles Bridges might get the start. Keep an eye out on that. But nothing else is appealing, you know what I'm saying, especially in this matchup. Moving over to a more favorable matchup, Washington and Miami. Goran Dragic is sporting a Q tag. I don't know, he's probable. So there you have that. And it looks like everybody else is healthy, man. Gabe Vincent sporting a Q tag, and all the usual suspects. Avery Valley will be back out. He can't stay healthy to save his life. Starting off at the top here is Bradley Beal. We'll start with the Washington side of things. Bradley Beal. Miami is not that good against two guards, against the shooting guards position. So an ultra aggressive Bradley Beal could at least hit value like he did last game in the absence of Russell Westbrook. So keep that in mind. But Bradley Beal is somebody who's been killing, this year. If you like him, you're not, just play him. Westbrook, you'll get him at $9K. Priced nicely. He gives you triple-double upside every game, no matter who's he's playing. He's finally healthy. He's fully healthy. I ain't gonna say fully, but he's healthy. He sat last game out. He'll be coming in with an attitude. One of the best things I like about him. You get him in there if you want to. 40. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to give you 50 to get 5 times value. On Fanduel, you'll get Westbrook for 9,800 and Bill for 10,800, almost 11K. So you'll get both of those guys. You'll get Bill on DraftKings for 1,300 cheaper, and you'll get Westbrook on DraftKings for 800 cheaper. And then after those two guys, Rui Hachimura, Davis Bertans, and the rest of these boys, I just don't know, man. I just don't think I'll be able to get to him. He did hit 3 threes last game. That's all he shoots. Davis Bertans. He will one of these days. He will hit 8 of these motherfuckers. So you just got to be on him. He will though. Trust me. Your Ish Smiths and guys like that. Wagner, Advija. He got minutes. That's that rookie. He got minutes. At 3,500, I know he's cheaper on. He's around that same price on FanDuel. Between the center position, Alex Lynn looks like they favored him over Lopez last game. He came in and played 27 minutes, had 24 fantasy points, 24 and a half fantasy points, 10 and 8. The minutes are up and down on him. You just got to guess it right, So that's that. If you're looking for some value, and and on the Miami side of things, if they had their offensive game, together, this is a smash spot for them going against Washington. But it is what it is. They just have to, Miami has been, they have to get their chemistry back down together. So you got Bam Adebayo coming in at 9,200. I like the spot for him. Jimmy Butler, probably my favorite play from this game. Given the price and what he does out there on the court as far as filling up the stat sheet. He's somebody that's definitely in play. Tyler Hero. I went to him last game and they played and he didn't. It was pretty disappointing for me. He took 15 shots. He made 4 3-pointers, but the peripherals was just not there. And I'd expect better from him. Goran Dragic, he is somebody. He played 28 minutes last game, man. I thought the spot was good. No Westbrook. I didn't play him, but after I looked at his stats, seeing that Tyler Hero didn't do well, I just knew Goran Dragic did well, and that was not the case. But if we decide to get to any one of these guys over here, I wouldn't be mad at you. Bam Adebayo had a nice showing. He put out about 45 fantasy points. I could say he's just hitting value, but the game got close down the stretch, and that's like I said, all the moving parts all season long for Miami. They need a few games to get it together. Minnesota and OKC, everybody gonna want to get pieces from this game. These guys will be highly owned. Especially on the OKC side, but the Minnesota guys, they won't be that. They probably won't be highly owned like that, and these guys will be some pivots that I'm going to bring to you. Karl Anthony Towns is out. SGA, Saga, and Alexander is out. Russell sporting that Q tag. Reed sporting that Q tag, and Dort is out. Hernan Gomez Q tag. George Hill is out. Culver's out. So a lot of injuries over here between both of these teams. Let's get right into it. Starting off with Minnesota side. We're going to start off with OKC so we can get this shit out the way. These guys are going to be chalk, and for good reason. Al Horford, the savvy veteran. He just knows how to play ball. He's gonna get you some assists. He's gonna get you some rebounds. He's gonna get you some points and some steals. He's gonna contribute in every category. He's 6,100 on Fanduel. You'll get him at let me see. Interesting. I want to see how much he is on Fanduel. 6,300 on Fanduel. A very nice spot he's in. It's just a matter if you want to go to him or not, depending on your builds. I like the spot he's in. Like I said, Darius Beasley, chalk. Man, these guys are gonna be chalk. And Hamdul Diallo in there. Theo Maladon, he won't shoot like he shot last game. I'll tell you that right now. He'll be starting, playing upwards of 30 minutes. Decent matchup. He had 6 steals last game. That's what helped him get there on the fantasy side. He only had 6 points, but he had 6 steals. And a block, I believe. And then in the absence of Dort, you'll see somebody like you'll see guys like Justin Jackson. He came in and played 30 minutes last game. He doesn't play that many minutes. So if you're looking for value, he might be somebody that you can go to on the OKC side. Kenneth Williams came in, played a little guard, a little forward last game. He is a baller though. He just don't get the minutes. Remember when he was in OKC? When he was in New Orleans, man, I used to run to him all the time. In the event of injury, he used to put up nice, fancy output. So he's somebody that you can look at 3,500. Mike Muscala's and those guys, they come in, they secondary guys, just a no for me. Pokuševski, man, I wonder what he's been doing, man. So he didn't even get run last game. That rookie, that's interesting. Okay, on the Minnesota side of things, D'Angelo Russell, he's been battling some type of quad injury. But he has been going out there taking his normal allotment of shots, like 20, 19, 18. So that's what we like to see. We know his mind is right because he's taking the shots. So he's somebody that can spark upside on you. A pivot from these guys, a run back from these. If you want to run a stack of these guys, definitely a run back. If you want to fade these guys, something like that, I wouldn't mind that either. But it can be dangerous too, though. Malik Beasley, he's another guy who's going to take his shots. He's not been showing so much upside, on that price tag at 6,400, but he's been ultra consistent, though, at staying around value. Shit. But look, 18, 14, 17, 19, 18, 11. He's going to take his shots, man. These boys get hot. It could be one. The number 1 pick, Anthony Edwards. He's taking his shots as of late, and that's good. Well, I'll say he's making his shots as of late, a few more, and that's a good thing. I don't know if I'll be able to get to him, but I just wanted to point that out. Nasreed, somebody who can spark 40, 50 point upside. He was battling some type of injury. He played 32 minutes last game against San Antonio. Somebody can give you, he can give you a nice source of rebounds, points, blocks. You know what I'm saying? Assists. He does it all in each category. The matchup is okay. I like the matchup. So these boys will be looking to put up some fight. You know what I'm saying? And then Jared Vanderbilt, y'all know how I feel about Jared Vanderbilt. He just needs the minutes, and I just don't understand why he don't get the minutes. It baffles me, you know what I'm saying? 16 minutes, he's a good fantasy point per minute type of guy, man. 16 minutes, 20 fantasy points, man. 19 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, 19. He can spark you. He's just been playing, limited minutes, man. So if you feel like you want to take a stab at him, then go ahead. And, I can't get to no Rubio. I just can't do it. Ed Davis, he'll be bagging up Nasreed. So if anything, if Nasreed, he's still sporting that Q tag and he can't go, we know we can look to guys like Ed Davis. And, Koji is a no for me. He's just be out there just trying to stick defense and shit like that. Anyway, we're getting close to the end, guys. The last two games on the docket, Detroit and Phoenix. From the Phoenix side of things, we will get Jay Crowder. He'll be doubtful. Questionable, Wayne Ellington. Sarge been out. Abdul Nader, he's questionable. And then that's about it for the notable injuries. Okafor has been ruled out, just if that makes any whatever. On the Phoenix side of things, you'll get Chris Paul for under 8K. He's coming in at 7,900 on DraftKings. You'll get him for 8K on Fanduel. I probably won't get there during this matchup, even though I think it's a good matchup for the simple fact that Chris Paul doesn't just rely on scoring or anything like that. He will get you some rebounds and assists. Devin Booker, he's just been so hard to get to Devin Booker. I feel so bad for him now that Chris Paul's been over there, and we didn't get a chance to been seeing Point Booker. So, that's what I like, Point Book. You'll get him at 7,500 on DraftKings and on FanDuel at 7,600. It's a shame he's not able to show us upside on that price tag. He can any given day, but I just can't get to him. He ain't been doing it all season, and there's cheaper options. DeAndre Ayton in a very good spot, rebound rise. I like to target bigs against Detroit. He's a double-double candidate right here. You know what I'm saying? Big-time rebounder. He's getting over, he's probably averaging 13, 14 rebounds a game, man. So, if he put up 15, 20 points, man, he'll have a monster game. Mcconnell Bridges, he needs to hit the three, man. He needs to hit the fucking three. He's out there all night, 33, 38, 33, 32. He's out there all night. He needs to hit the damn three, man. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last 6 games, he's taking like 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 threes, but he's only hitting one, if that. You need to hit the three, bro. Straight up. Cameron Johnson, he needs to show a little upside on his price tag, man. He's getting a lot of minutes as well. Going out there and ain't doing too much or nothing with him. Even though his usage is down, but, I like to see him get hot every once in a while at 4,800. Like I say, Jay Crowder is questionable. In his absence, Cameron Johnson might not get more minutes, but he might get a tad bit of a usage bump. Guys like Ned he'll probably come in and play a couple extra minutes or right around the minutes that he's been playing. Frank Kaminsky, he's been playing a little bag-up role. He's been coming in being viable, but I can't get to him. That's about it for the Phoenix side. Check out, we can look at the Detroit side of things, and then you'll get Jeremy Grant for 7K. His price is coming down. He's an interesting play, especially for a late night hammer at the price point on FanDuel. He's priced at 6,800. It is a tough defensive matchup, but if he's looking to be ultra aggressive, then I think we can go there at 30. He has to give you 35 fantasy points to hit value, but the question about that is, do you think he can spark some upside? And that's what we want. With a 7K player, we want at least 40 fantasy points. In real life. In real life. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to think about. The rest of these guys, I just can't do it. DeLon Wright is a no for me. Anybody else over here is a tournament option. Mason Plumlee can spark some upside on his price tag at 5,500. It's just he can give you 30, he can give you 40 fantasy points. It's just if you want to go there. And for me, it's probably not. Cheaper options like Josh Jackson, all the rest of these boys, these guys will be low on for a reason. I just won't be able to get to them. Boston and LA Clippers. Interesting game here. We already got Marcus Smart out. Jaylen Brown rocking that Q tag. Beverly's out, and then Peyton Pritchard, he's questionable, and then the rest of these guys, it is what it is. Jason Tatum got a tough matchup, whether he sees Kawhi Leonard or Paul George. Tatum will take the shots. He's somebody who's going to take and make the shots. His usage is going to be through the roof. He's been flirting. Last game he flirted against Sacramento. He flirted with a triple-double. Shot attempts is there. 26 shot attempts. 19, 18, 25, 21, 27. The boy ain't scared to shoot. Threes, 10, 10, 3, 3, 3, 6, 9, 8, 8, 8. He will shoot the three. The usage is there for him. We ain't got to worry about that. But the matchup is pretty tough. Jaylen Brown, I don't know what type of injury he's been. What was it? A soreness in his left knee. So that's something to look at. Kimmel's got a hard cap at 30 minutes. A 30-minute hard cap. So we'll see. We need to see how long that'll last. He's priced really favorably on Fanduel. I think it's what? They just begging you to play him over there at 5,700. You probably have a decent matchup. He'll probably see somebody like Reggie Jackson. If you want to take a stand with him. Serge Ibaka, it's a no for me. Boston rotates a lot of bigs. So, Daniel Tice, he's somebody who has been playing good. You'll get him at 5K, 25, 27, 28. He's stepping out, shooting a three as of late. Few rebounds here and there, but I don't know. I still won't get to him. Just had to point that out. Batum gets a lot of minutes as well. Just don't know what he's going to do with him. Shout out to him, though. He has came back and rejuvenated himself with the with the LA Clippers. Jeff Teague, he'll probably see some minutes. It's a no for me. Tristan Thompson stood up and had a fake decent game last game. He put up 30 fantasy points. He took a decent amount of shots. He had a double-double against that weak front court of Sacramento. Then the Lou Williams and, the rest of these guys, what I'm saying? I just won't be able to get to them. These guys are priced very nicely on both sides. Well, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are priced pretty nicely on DraftKings. Now, on FanDuel, Paul George is priced nice at 8,600. And, you'll get Kawhi Leonard for like 9,800, I believe, 9,600 on FanDuel, and then 8,800 on DraftKings. So the prices, they're different, on each site. Reggie Jackson, the usage, man, it's a usage thing for me, when it comes to Reggie Jackson. The boy put up a damn goose egg last game against Cleveland. He only took 3 shots, 23 minutes. I know, it is what it is, but come on, man. You got to do better. Ivica Zubac, and if he ever got consistent minutes, at least 30 minutes, he would put up, his price tag would be high as hell. In limited minutes, like around 22, 18, 24, he give you 22. He's a decent point per minute fantasy player. So that's somebody I wanted to point out there because Boston, they run out guys like they'll run Tice at center. They paid all that motherfucking money to Tristan Thompson. They'll run him at center. And then they'll run out Robert Williams at center. He's another guy who will come in and give you a nice amount of fantasy points in limited minutes, 26 there at 19 minutes, 18 minutes and 29 fantasy points. So, he can come in and spark that, But, I just wanted to point a few things out. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Thank you all, man. I can thank you all enough, man. Shout out to the Fanduel group, man. They're doing big things over there. I love my group. Hit that notifications bell, man. My link to my Twitter and everything will be in the description, man. With that being said, man, peace out, guys. I'm out.